JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, PM warns against extortion on Spanish Town Hospital redevelopment project. In a stern address at today's groundbreaking for the redevelopment of the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine, Prime Minister Andrew Holness issued a firm warning to potential extortionists and the project. Born in Spanish Town, Holness emphasized his personal connection to the area and declared a zero-tolerance policy for criminal activities during the 24-month life cycle of the project, which is a partnership involving the Jamaican government, Inter-American Development Bank, and the European Union. The $5.5 billion project will see a new state-of-the-art hospital being built. I want to say it loud and clear that we have already started to work with the JDF and the JCF. This will be a military camp if it must be, Holness asserted, sending a strong message to those contemplating illegal activities.
Many of the persons who will be served by this hospital will end up here because of violence. They will end up here because they have been stabbed, shot, otherwise maimed. They will end up here because of some carelessness, like doing stunts on the road on a bike without a helmet, without light, and cost the taxpayers of the country. They will end up here because of conflict at home. It is the sad reality, but it is something that I have to speak about. It is also the sad reality that it is quite likely that some of the people who will end up here for treatment will end up here because of gang warfare. Likely gang warfare over the work that will happen here. Because I am born in Spanish Town. I know what happens in Spanish Town. Well, let me tell all the gang members who are licking their lips, looking on at big fat contracts to come, none of that will happen here. I want to say it loud and clear. We have already started to work with the JDF and the JCF. This will be a military camp if it has to be. There will be no extortion here. No illegal activity here. No controlling of site here. None of this government funding spending here will go to fund criminals. That link must be cut. Taxpayers' money can't come here. And people have name and list who don't come to work, collect pay, and then use it to buy God. Cannot happen. Cannot happen. This mustn't help build gangs. So those who have that in their minds, stay far from here. We have learned our lessons. We have seen where many government projects and other private projects, the criminals have sought to take it over. Don't put your eye on this one. The anti-gang legislation, we are perfecting it. And we intend to use it. So if you get work on this project, you better turn up and work. I want to be clear about that. If it means that I have to put JDF and JCF around here, and any man coming in or coming out has to be checked, and the roster has to be kept outside by the JDF and the JCF about attendance for work, then it will be done. It is sad that I have to speak this way at such an important launch. But until we put these things in the open and treat with them as it should be treated, it will always be continuing. Our generation must break the cycle. We must break the cycle.
Len Farm Moulder, killed in Old Harbour, identified. The police in St. Catherine have now identified the Len Farm Moulder who was shot dead at a cockfight in bushes in Old Harbour on Sunday. He is 56-year-old Devon Gallimore of Davis District in Old Harbour and New Boynes in Clarendon. The police say his weapon has still not been located. It is reported that Gallimore was at the event when he received a phone call and to move away from the crowd. Explosions were subsequently heard. Checks revealed that he was shot in the head and was seen lying on his back. The Old Harbour police are investigating the matter. 3 charged for robbing foreigners in Portland. The Portland police have arrested and charged 3 people in relation to the robbery of 2 foreigners in December. Charged with kidnapping and robbery with aggravation are 24-year-old waiter Sandra Phipps of Land Settlement in Port Antonio, 28-year-old taxi operator Davian Henry, and 22-year-old Rolando Thomas, both of Sherwood Forest. A date is being finalized for the accused to appear in court. The police report that about 4 p.m. on Sunday, December 17, the complainants were at the Winifred Beach in Ferry Hill when it began to rain. The foreigners took a car operating as a taxi destined for Port Antonio, and while on the journey, the driver reportedly turned off the road to a secluded area in the vicinity of the Folly ruins. It is reported that masked men armed with knives emerged from bushes and robbed the foreigners of their belongings, such as cash in Jamaican and American currencies, banking cards, cell phones, and a GoPro. Tittyman and Dude among 10 listed as persons of interest by Kingston West Police. The Kingston Western Division Criminal Investigations Branch says as it continues to investigate matters of crime within the division, it has identified a number of major players who they have deemed persons of interest. The police believe that the following individuals may be able to assist with ongoing investigations and are urging them to report to the Denham Town CIB by 6 p.m. on Wednesday, January 17. They are Jason Johnson, otherwise called Sean, O'Neill Henry, otherwise called Tittyman, Troy Ford, otherwise called Turks, Jerome Hibbert, otherwise called Dino, Anthony Turner, otherwise called Theo, Michael Smith, otherwise called Donoy, Danville Palmer, a man known only as Dude, a man known only as Snowman of Drunkard Town, and a man known only as Nutsy of Drunkard Town. The police say they are seeking the public's assistance to locate these individuals and are asking anyone with information as to their whereabouts to contact the Denham Town CIB at 876-948-6443, Crime Stop 311, and the JCF tip line at 811 or the nearest police station. 1,534 dengue cases confirmed up to January 11. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is warning that dengue remains a concern for the country as 1,534 cases were recorded up to January 11. The ministry says while dengue serotypes 2, 3, and 4 have been identified among the population, dengue serotype 2 remains a dominant strain. There have been 19 dengue-related deaths, 13 classified as suspected, and 6 as confirmed. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Biseso McKenzie has urged residents to take the required precaution to safeguard themselves and their family from dengue fever.
Persons are asked to play their part in ensuring that the dengue cases are minimized by monitoring water storage containers for mosquito breeding, keeping surroundings free of debris, destroying or treating potential mosquito breeding sites, wearing protective clothing, and using a DEET-containing mosquito repellent.
The Health Ministry has confirmed that all parishes continue to register dengue cases. Kingston and St. Andrew has recorded the highest number of cases with 1,499 since the outbreak was declared last September. St. Thomas continues to be the parish with the highest rate of cases per 100,000 population with 696.1, followed by Trelawney 551.7 and Hanover with 497.5 per 100,000. The 5 to 14-year-old cohort has recorded the highest number of dengue cases. Domestic Violence Amendment Act to take effect on January 22. The amended Domestic Violence Act 2023 is to come into effect next Monday, January 22. Parliamentarians approved changes to the legislation, including increased fines for breach of protection orders from $10,000 to a maximum $1 million and a sentence of up to 1 year in prison. Speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon, Gender Minister Olivia Grange said the amendments also expand the list of people who can apply for a protection order. She said the passage of the legislation signals the seriousness with which the issue of domestic violence is being treated.
including the spouse or parent of an individual in respect of whom the conduct has been made or is likely to be made. The children advocate will also now be able to apply for a protection order where the alleged conduct is threatened against a child. Additionally, Madam Speaker, the amended legislation will allow the Minister for Gender Affairs to flexibly amend monetary penalties.
PNP defends internal polls showing party leading ahead of local government election. People's National Party, PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has responded to skepticism from political analysts about the party's internal poll findings. Dr. Campbell speaking against the background of claims from both the PNP and the ruling Jamaica Labour Party that their internal polls indicate a strong lead heading into the local government election. The PNP General Secretary told a press conference Monday afternoon that the party is leading in 12 of the 40 municipal corporations based on its internal polls recently commissioned.
Well, the election will tell us who is right, because that's the ultimate poll that will tell us who is right. What I've just outlined to you based on the polls we released last year is that I'm showing you the evidence that whatever we had said in the polls and we put it out there, that when it was checked independently by a media house and then by a business group, that it confirmed what we were saying, despite the fact that the year before that we were behind in the polls by 11 percentage points.
The JLP has not made its findings public. The parish council election, which is constitutionally due by the end of February, was last held in 2016. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.